Hello and a very good day everyone. So today we will learn on Power Query. As you can refer over here, we do have a original data. So what we are going to do is we are going to use Power Query so that we can clean this particular original data and it will create our desired output. So how we are going to do this? This is where we will use Power Query. So if you notice carefully, in our original data, we do have too many data stacked together in one particular cell. So we want to separate this and we want to put it in this desired format. So how we are going to do so? So this is where we will use Power Query. So first thing is, if we want to use Power Query, the first and foremost is we need to highlight the particular data. Once we highlight the particular data, then we go to data and then we go to get and transform data. In this section, there's an icon called from table/range. So we click this icon and then you will notice that a box will appear. So I'm going to press OK. So once you press OK, you will notice that you will be navigated to Power Query Editor. So basically Power Query Editor is a ETL tool where it does extraction, transform and loading data. But what we are going to do right now is we want to do some transformation. So basically instead of being stacked together in one cell, we want to split it into multiple rows. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this particular column, press right click and then I go to split column and I click by delimiter. So once I press by delimiter, you will notice that a box will appear. So this is delimiter, so it will split by the line break. I click the rows and I press OK. So once I press OK is, the good news is it is managed to split the rows, but unfortunately it doesn't split the other columns as well. And if you notice, if just say I want to highlight these two columns and I want to split by rows, it's not possible. So how I want to split all this so that it creates a desired output? Okay, so this is where we will do some massaging. So let me just close this and close this data over here. So I'm going to select this column, I press right click, I press split column, I press by delimiter. So basically we are not going to use this feature, but I want to copy this because this is a delimiter for line break. So I want to copy this and I press cancel. So what we are going to do is we go to add column, we go to custom column. So in the custom column, you'll notice a box will appear. So in this particular custom, I'm going to change the name. Okay, so to name 1 and I'm going to use the formula of Text.Split. So Text.Split is a formula, Power Query formula to split the text, open bracket. So our current column is name. So I click this and I press insert, I press comma. So what is the separator as text? So I'm going to put double apostrophe, control V. So basically our separator is the line break. So I'm going to press apostrophe, close bracket. So there is no syntax error and I press OK. So meaning to say now when I click this, you will notice that it has been separated into multiple rows. Same thing goes to this particular data. So I will do the same thing again. I go to custom column and then a box will appear. So now I'm going to name this as roll 1. And then what I'm going to do is Text.Split and then open bracket and then this time it's roll. So I select the roll and insert comma, double apostrophe and then I press Ctrl V, double apostrophe, close bracket, no syntax error, press OK. So now we have this data, so it's also separated. So I go to custom column again. So this time I want to split the country. So I just put here country 1 and then Text.Split, open bracket and then this time I'm going to select the country, insert, comma, double apostrophe, Ctrl V, double apostrophe, close bracket, no syntax error and press OK. So now we have also tried for this. So we have separated the rows. So what I'm going to do next is I want to actually delete these 3 columns. We can actually delete one by just selecting and press delete, or you can go to home. You can either remove column from here or you can choose columns from here. So choose column means you want certain columns to remain. So I want to choose column. So basically I want the club to remain. I don't want the name, I don't want the role, I don't want the country, and I want these particular columns to appear. So I press OK. So like this, so all these columns will appear, the other columns will be removed. So now the thing is, we need to combine all this. So this is where I'm going to press add column and I press custom column. So basically I'll use table from columns formulas to combine all these three columns. So I'll just put here data, and then what I'm going to put here is table from columns, and then open bracket. So open bracket, they say the list. I'm going to put the additional bracket over here. There's an additional bracket, and I select the name, insert, comma, select the role, insert, comma, select the country, insert, and close the bracket. So we have a special bracket, close the bracket, no syntax error, and press OK. So now we press OK, you will notice there's two arrows, meaning to say we can expand. So once I expand and I press OK, so now you'll see it is properly formatted. So what we can do is we can actually remove these three columns. So I go to home, choose column. So I can remove the name one, role one, country one, and I press OK. So now it is properly formatted. So I can actually put here the name, and then I can actually put here the role, and I can put here the country. Okay, so the thing is, if just say we want to format the text, if you notice carefully, we have ABC123. So this is where we format either to to a numbers format or text format. But if you look carefully, we have three columns. So you can either do one by one, or you can select these three columns, and then you go to home, and then you go to data, you just select text. So once you select text, so all these will be a text format. And then what you can do is you go to home and close and load. So once you press close and load, you will notice it will be loaded as a table format. So the advantage is right now is, if just say I have a new data, for example, I put here Manchester United. Okay, Manchester United, and then we have in Manchester United, we have players like Maguire, we have players like Onana. So and there I can put their role is defender, and then I put here goalkeeper, and then I can put the nationality. So Maguire is from England and Onana is from Cameroon. So now if you notice, I have added a new data. So I go to table 1, I put my cursor over here, right click and refresh. Now you will notice the data is being updated accordingly. So I can actually do the same as well. So I can just put here Liverpool, and then I can put the player name as Gerrard, and then I can put the player name as Nunes, and Gerrard is a midfielder. Okay, Gerrard is a midfielder, Nunes is a striker, and then the nationality is Gerrard is from England and Nunes is from Uruguay. So I go to table 1, right click and refresh. So the data will be automatically appear. So by using Power Query, we can actually transform the original data to a desired output through some data cleaning and data transformation.